Sign? Sign. There we go. Everybody happy. Okay, okay. Hey. Didn't look right. Wow. That didn't look right at all. I wonder what the keepsake was. Oops. Can't run through a bush, I guess.
Mere animals. Nothing more.
See already. This party setup is pretty damage heavy. It's got a good DPS, which stands for damage per second. Which now that I said DPS, I feel fucking horrible. I'm gonna go play some World of Warcraft. Sorry. Shit, already in there. By the way, not knocking Warcraft, it's just not for me. Alright, maybe I'm knocking Warcraft.
Did you live there in that forest your entire life?
I left it on occasion, but I always returned. Why? Is that so strange? It was my home.
But it was just you and your mother there? No one else?
Mother occasionally had company.
What? Company? Do I even want to ask?
No, you really don't.
Especially because it was a one-room cottage. Oh, that's wrong. Anyways. Oh, shit. I got this kid.
Let him take, and the star always.
Alright, I don't think there's anything more to really do here. So, I just take it off. Yep. After this, as you're going to see, I always go to the Mage's Circle. I don't know why, it just seems like the natural progression just works, and plus, getting a healer is pretty nice. Always helps. Just sucks that you're going to lose another ranged, but she can be a supporter and a controller, so it kind of helps out. Plus, I'm a rogue, so I don't need Liliana to open traps and stuff. I can handle that myself. Oh, those guys are gone. What the fuck? I don't remember. Huh. Sorry about the noise there. Holy shit, he's having a seizure.
Bad dreams, huh? Drank more like, as in the tainted blood, remember? You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's
Cool,
why
I like
we
being
know
part of
this
it.
is really a blight. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me, too. Other than dying young and the whole defeat the Blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Wow, I really don't have anything for this guy. That's not good. I must have sold it all. Shit. So, whatever, he's gonna suck for a while. This must be part of the... Yeah, it's part of the new DLC. I didn't know that.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennick, at your service, once again. I saw your camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last time we met. And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes? Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality. No cheap trinkets here. And my boy Sandal happens to be a bit of a hand with enchantments. Oh, yes. Sadly, it also makes us a target for bandits and the like. If there were spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago. Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
The joke of Dragon Age.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... What was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed. He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform. But my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment.
And there you have it.
Yes.
Enchantment.
Well, not smart to do that since I'm selling the thing anyways.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you. I'm sure.
Alright, so... Whoa. What's this? Why are these being able to... Interesting. Well, I might as well get this for her, because it comes out later, that's good.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along. Well, if you're really interested, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose. One day, a noble woman came to my stall. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that. Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tigers, they're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure, something worth a little gold. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back. I thank the stone every single day. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you? I hear that Tyr Loghain, the regent, is calling for new levies of troops. He wants to rebuild the army we lost at Astagar. Thing is, there's not a lot of spare men to be found. Out at Dragon's Peak, there's press gangs roaming around. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Tigers, what good did they do lying? It's not all that different up here. There are places... People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch. No, of course not. And when it ends, I will go back to finding ruins, or move on. I don't really have much of a choice. Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here, I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again. That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it.
It's funny when you play The Witch Hunt. It's on YouTube if anybody wants to go to that channel. But he's randomly in the Mage's Tower and selling stuff by himself at that point. I don't know if he just killed that guy or he just suddenly just by himself selling crap. Actually, I take that back. I think they explain what happened to him, but I can't remember. Just think it's funny as hell. Let's see.
I'm sure
it's not what I want to push. Damn it. Alright, there we go. Why is it showing that still?